Hello and welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of my Sims 3 custom rabbit hole interaction tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to go a bit more in detail about the rabbit hole interaction. So the sim will actually go inside the rabbit hole. So I was sick this past week. I'm feeling better now, but my voice is a bit sore today. But it's not too bad, so let's continue. So here write public class and a new interaction. I'm going to name it rabbit hole enter. So public class rabbit hole enter interaction, and this inherits from rabbit hole, and this is the rabbit hole class, and we are getting an error, so we have to add using Sims 3 gameplay.abstracts to our project. So rabbit hole interaction and triangular brackets sim comma city hall, because I'm using city hall as the rabbit hole, but you can use any other rabbit hole you want. So now inside this class I'm just going to copy and paste this public static read-only interaction definition singleton from the previous interaction, because that's the same as it was before and in every other interaction we've done. And now in the next line we're going to create our definition class. So public class definition, and this inherits from interaction definition, and in the triangular brackets sim comma city hall comma the name of the interaction. So in our case that is rabbit hole enter. And we will also need to override the test method for this class to work, so let's do that. And we are not going to put any restriction here, just return true. Now we are going to override the get interaction name method. So I'm just going to copy paste this from the previous interaction, and now in the return string, let's change the name. So I'm going to change it from RabbitHole test to RabbitHole enter. And now we are done with the definition class. So let's go back to the RabbitHole enter class. So unlike in sim to sim interaction or sim to object interaction, we are going to use 3 different methods here instead of the standard run method that we use. And the first method will be before entering RabbitHole. So write public override bool, and it's already showing up. So select this before entering RabbitHole. And as the name suggests, this method is for what happens before the sim enters the RabbitHole building. And the next method will be in RabbitHole. So public override bool in RabbitHole. And the final method is public override bool after exiting RabbitHole. And now there's also a fourth method that we are going to use that is even more necessary than the others. Write public override void configure interaction. And inside this configure interaction, we are going to write time stage, and this will be after the base dot configuration method. So time stage equals to new time stage brackets get interaction name. This is where the string of the interaction goes, and get interaction name method will get that string, comma 10f, and here is the time for how long the sim will stay inside the RabbitHole. So this is very important. I'm going to pick 10 here, so 10 seconds or 10 minutes in game. 10f comma true comma true comma true, and this is up to you if you want these to be true or false. And in the next line, base dot stages equals to new list and triangular brackets stage, and then round brackets new stage, and in these square brackets 1. So this is an array with only one element, and curly brackets timed stage, and then close all the brackets. So what's happening here is that the base classes stages is getting updated with the timed stage that we just created. and in the next line write base dot update caption equals to true. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add a notification to the three methods: before entering RabbitHole, in RabbitHole, and after exiting RabbitHole. So I'm going to copy this from the first interaction we made in the interaction tutorial. So style notification dot show, yeah, that method. So, and here we're going to change the actual string. So in before entering, I'm going to write before entering, and for in RabbitHole, I'm going to change it to in RabbitHole and then return true. And in the after exiting RabbitHole method, I'm going to write exited RabbitHole. And now we are done with our interaction class. So let's go to the add city hall interactions method and add this interaction. So here write city hall dot add interaction brackets RabbitHole enter interaction dot singleton comma true. And now we are done with our script. So let's test and see if it's working. So our interaction is showing up and our sim is going to the RabbitHole. And so the first notification before entering has popped up and the sim has entered, and the inside RabbitHole notification has also popped up, and when exiting, the exited notification has popped up. So our interaction is working, but there is one problem that you may have noticed. The sim only stayed inside the RabbitHole for like 1 second and then immediately exited out. So we need to fix that. We have to go to our inRabbitHole method again and add some new lines to it so the timing of the interaction works properly. Okay, now inside the inRabbitHole method, write bool flag equals to do loop brackets exit reasons dot default and then space and vertical bar. This is similar to what we use for OR when we write OR in code, but with only one bar. And then exit reason dot replan. And then in the next line write end commodity updates brackets flag. And in the configure interaction, we are going to change the time to 20 instead of 10 so we can test better, because 10 is just too short for testing. Now back in the inRabbitHole, write if flag and inside the curly brackets we are going to move the notification command inside this if and remove this return true, and outside of if we are going to write return flag. So through this flag we are going to use the do loop method to keep the sim inside the rabbit hole until the timer is up or we cancel the interaction. Oh, and also we need to add these two lines before the bool flag. So write start stages and then in the next line begin commodity updates, and we are done with our changes. Now let's test and see if it worked. So we're in game now and our sim is moving to the rabbit hole. And the notification popped up just like it did before, the before entering notification. And now the sim is inside the rabbit hole and they're not immediately coming out. And now the loop has ended and the in rabbit hole notification has popped up, and the sim has exited the rabbit hole, and the exit rabbit hole notification has also popped up. So our changes worked. So this interaction is now working correctly as it should. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. I think I will cover the script utility mod. It's a very useful mod that can help you make a lot of other mods. And there is some hesitation about using it from some modders, and I hope that my tutorial can help them realize the usefulness of that mod. So see you then. Bye.